most inspirational Stoic stories from history, Stoicism, is a philosophy that teaches us how to live with strength, wisdom, and calmness no matter what life throws at us. Throughout history, many men and women have faced great challenges with the power of Stoic thinking. Their stories inspire us even today. Let us now walk through some of the most remarkable Stoic stories from history. Stories of courage, endurance, and unshakable peace of mind. Our first story takes us back to ancient Rome, to the life of a man named Epictetus. He was born a slave, with no freedom and no control over his life. Yet, he became one of the greatest Stoic philosophers. His master, Epictetus, was known to be cruel. One day, while twisting Epictetus' leg for amusement, Epictetus asked, "What if I break your leg?" Epictetus calmly replied, "Then it will break." He did not scream or beg. He accepted pain without fear. Later, when he gained his freedom, Epictetus taught philosophy, saying, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react that matters." His life showed that even in suffering, we can find strength. Next, we meet Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor. He ruled Rome during wars, plagues, and betrayals. Yet he never lost his calm. Every night he wrote in his journal, reminding himself to be patient, just, and disciplined. These writings became the famous book, Meditations Art Artful. Once, a general named Avidius Cassius rebelled against him, trying to steal the throne. When Marcus Aurelius finally defeated him, instead of punishing Cassius' family, he forgave them. He wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Marcus Aurelius proved that even with absolute power, a Stoic remains humble and kind. Now we travel to the battlefield, where a Stoic named Cato the Younger stood against tyranny. Julius Caesar wanted to become a dictator, and many Romans bowed to him. But Cato refused. He believed in the Roman Republic and was willing to die for it. When Caesar won the civil war, Cato chose death over surrender. He read Plato's Phaedo, a dialogue about the immortality of the soul, then calmly took his own life. His last words were, "No, I am master of myself." Cato showed that freedom is not just about the body, but the mind. Another powerful story comes from the life of Seneca, the great Stoic teacher. He was the advisor to Emperor Nero, a cruel and unpredictable ruler. Though Seneca lived in wealth, he knew it could vanish at any moment. He wrote letters about the importance of inner peace. When Nero accused him of treason, Seneca was ordered to kill himself. His friends wept, but Seneca remained calm. He comforted them, saying death was just another part of life. Then he cut his veins and died without fear. Seneca proved that true freedom comes from accepting fate with courage. Not all Stoic heroes were from Rome. Let us move to Japan, where the samurai followed a code similar to Stoicism. One such warrior was Tsunetomo Yamamoto, who wrote Wak Hagakure, a book of wisdom for samurai. He said, "Meditation on inevitable death should be performed daily." The samurai knew they could die in battle any day, so they lived without fear, focusing only on duty and honor. This Stoic mindset helped them face death with dignity. In more recent times, we find the inspiring story of James Stockdale, an American pilot shot down during the Vietnam War. He was captured and tortured for 7 years. To survive, he used the teachings of Epictetus. He could not control his prison, but he could control his mind. He later said, "Stoicism taught me that my jailers could imprison my body, but not my mind." Stockdale endured because he focused on what he could control: his thoughts, his courage, his principles. Another modern Stoic was Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison, fighting against injustice. Though locked away, he never let bitterness take over. He studied, exercised, and kept his mind sharp. When he was finally freed, he forgave his enemies and worked for peace. Mandela once said, "I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Like the ancient Stoics, he knew that true strength comes from within. Finally, we look at the life of Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who survived the Holocaust. In the concentration camps, he saw unimaginable suffering, but he discovered that even in hell, a person could choose their attitude. He wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." Frankl's man's search for meaning shows how Stoic thinking can save us even in the darkest times. These stories teach us one truth. Stoicism is not just a philosophy. It is a way of life. Whether slave or emperor, warrior or prisoner, these men faced suffering with unshakable calm. They remind us that we cannot always control what happens to us, but we can always control how we respond. The Stoic path is not easy, but it is the path of true freedom. So, the next time life tests you, remember these stories. Remember Epictetus, who endured slavery with dignity. Remember Marcus Aurelius, who ruled with wisdom. Remember Cato, who chose death over dishonor. Remember Seneca, who faced execution with peace. Remember the samurai who lived every day ready to die. Remember Stockdale, who survived torture with a stoic mind. Remember Mandela, who turned prison into purpose. And remember Frankl, who found meaning in suffering. Their lives are proof. Stoicism is not just words. It is strength. It is courage. It is freedom. And it is within your reach if you choose to embrace it. This is the power of Stoicism. This is the legacy of the greatest Stoics in history. May their stories inspire you as they have inspired millions before.